Welcome to part 3. Now, you may want to congratulate me. I found my toothpicks. How about that? Some people call them cocktail sticks. I found them. There you go. Anyway, so where are we with this? So we've glued the motor and its mount onto the back here, and everything's now all glued up. So the next part to do is to attach the external, well, they're not actually external, but they're external to the bulkhead servos. So you get a pair of these, one this side and one this side. Now, I've previously glued these just to save on time, because it does take a long time for this stuff to go off. So you should get these with the kit, as far as I remember. The only thing you have to order separate, I think, is the motor and the RX board, the receiver. Now with these, you have to be super careful not to get any glue into the gears, the cogs, the workings, or anything. Okay, so because you're using a foam safe contact adhesive, well, you can use Yoo-Hoo, there's one by Foam Safe, Foam to Foam by Deluxe, and you can use Super Emphatic as well, but I'm using Yoo-Hoo. So what you do, you you get your cocktail stick and you spread the glue onto the bulkhead, and then you spread the glue to the underneath of the servo. Let it go off for about 5 minutes, and then trail the cable through this part here, okay, and then push fit the servo in. Try to get as near to this form as you can, but check the other side that the gears are not touching that bulkhead, because that'll interfere with the smooth running of those servos. So you've got two things to watch out for: not getting glue into anything, and making sure those gears do not get into contact with any part of the model, because they have to move freely. So you glue the one in, and then you go over to the other side and glue the other one in. So in total, if it takes 20 minutes for this stuff to go absolutely rock hard, you know, you're talking 3 parts of an hour to get them in place. But you know, you've got plenty of time to make sure everything's working as it should be. So where does that leave us now? Okay, so they're in. Now this is the part where, even though it's not in the instructions, I check my electronics. So I took the receiver, and there's an interesting point here, by the way. Okay, and I plugged in the, now you've got to get this the right way around, because if you don't, you're going to break it. Now put that in there, okay, and the other one goes in that way around. Okay, push fit them in. Then you have the motor. Now the red cable goes on the right hand side, and the blue cable goes on, no, it's not blue, the black cable goes on the left hand side. So red is right, basically. So yeah, it goes in that way up. What am I talking about? It's the battery lead. So red is right and blue is left. Your 2-pin goes in the front there of that board, like that. Okay, and you've got to be careful with these. They're only small, and you know, they're not particularly strong. All right, and then I'm using the Spectrum NX8. So now what I've done is I've pre-binded this. There's no problem binding this at all. Okay, and then I grab a battery. I think this one's got some power in it, and making sure again you got the correct connection in the correct place. Double check that, connect that up, and then it should, by rights, if it's only power in the battery, start blinking, but it's not. So I got to try another battery. Not sure how many batteries I've got available here. Let's get this. Okay. No. Nothing there. Yeah. I had 2 dead batteries. How about that? Well, I did have some live batteries. Oh, here's one. There we go. So just double check that now. Yeah, there we go. I knew I had. So hopefully that's, you should get a light that stays on all the time. That tells you it's bound to the transmitter. So as you can probably see here, this is the elevator there, and this is the rudder, okay, on here, right? But we're not using that, we're using these two. And this is where I made a discovery. Now, as you can see, these 2 servos are moving in opposite directions, okay, and that's me using the aileron control, okay, just to show you, aileron control, okay, so this is mode 2, alright, so now we want to check the motor. Yeah, that's rotating, so everything's working there. You can, if you want to, pop the prop on just to make sure you're going the right way round. Don't forget this is a pusher. I haven't tried this yet actually. This is a pusher, and what I do, I sort of hold it on and sort of twist it around a bit. Don't forget you've got to get this off again. Okay. I'm going to do low revs. Yeah, that's rotating the correct way because it's pushing air backwards. Okay, in the correct direction. So we know we're all good to go. The only thing is, what I noted was, I thought, hang on a minute, this doesn't look like the one in the instructions, and then I realised I bought this for the sock with pup because the original board had a fault on it, and so I sent it back to Microaces and they took the time to send me a new one. So in the meantime I went to Model Shop Leeds, bought a new board, put the motor connection on it, sold it on myself, used that. Then a couple of 3 weeks later this arrived and I put it on the shelf next to my DH2, and I thought this was the right one. And it's not. It's a different board, but it does prove, okay, that everything is working. Because if you don't prove it now and you put all the body on and everything, you're going to be stuck because you've got to take it all apart. So that's where we're at with that. Now, just out of all the curiosity, if you're wondering, this is a Turnigy Nanotech 3.7 volt, and this is 130 milliamp hour. I can't remember what this one is, but it's got a higher amperage. This one's 160 milliamp hour, just so you know if you want a bit more power on that in flight, etc. So we've now checked all that. I'm going to turn off my radio. That takes a second or two. There you go, that's turned off, and put the aerial down and stick it to one side. We don't want to get glue on it and dust and all the horrible other things. So we now unplug very carefully the leads. You never pull them by the cables. There you go. Can be a bit stiff getting them in now. So I've got the wrong PCB board, RX, or if you like receiver. So I've ordered the correct one today. Got in touch with John. He said, yeah, you got the wrong one. So he's confirmed that. So I'll put that to one side. I'll use that on something else. So there we are. So we have the motor in place, that's all stuck down. The cables are run through into this part here. So we're going to run these cables into here as well. And they are now behaving themselves. Well, the last one was anyway. There we go. Because the receiver will at some point go in at this point here. Yeah, goes in there, slots there. And the battery lies here. Okay, you may notice I've coloured in a few things. I'm just thinking ahead there using my Sharpie pens, different colours. So that's just, if you're wondering why that is, that's the only real purpose. But it does help the video because you can see things more in 3D. Okay, so putting the battery to one side, what is next? So what is next is that we're getting now into the controls. So what we're going to do, we have to attach the plywood parts W4 and W3 and slot them in the holes provided. So this comes on this board here, okay, and there's there's W3 and 4 and the that one anyway, whatever it's called, W1 I think it is, and it comes out looking like that. So that's pretty simple, yeah, that's what it's going to look like. And then what you've got to do next is you have to get the control arms, which are, let's see, W4, W3, yeah, so I cocked it up for that. And you get the two wooden ply bits which come out of here, okay, and you have to attach P3 and P4. Now P3 and P4 are the plastic parts, okay, that come on the sheet. What have I done with that sheet now? Here it is, the stuff on top of it comes out of that sheet there, and they're found there, P4, okay, just there. Now obviously they've got to be glued on. Now this is just my topical tip. So I like to say the Baron's topical tip is, if you want to glue these on accurately, which I suggest you do, is get a tiny drill bit. I think this is a 0.8 millimeter. I have a box of them. In fact, this is my collection of small drill bits. That's what I have. They go down to 0.6 millimeter, so just over 0.5 millimeter. And that's to get your centre point smack in the centre. Now, there is, for those of you who have can see properly, there's two holes, the centre hole and an off-centre hole, which is why you need to make sure that this is in the centre, because what happens is that there's a metal rod that goes through here later, okay, and that's why you want to get these lined up. So you want it to end up looking like this one, okay. And these are what are going to control your elevator and rudder. So using the Yahoo glue, put a spot on either side. In fact, that's too much. So I'm going to use my cocktail stick. There you go. Even that's probably too much. Line up those two holes that are off centre and push them down the shaft of the drill bit, okay, and make sure that you can see light through the other hole. So the light through the other hole, yeah, so all that lines up, and all you need to do then is put that to one side and let that go off. Okay, so this bit's done, this bit's done. and this bit is done, so we can now move forward. Now what I'm going to do, the next bit is the wire bending, and you'll find in your pack a piece of wire. It's already got a bend in it, and there's a 2mm bend, a 3mm bend, and a 7.5mm bend. So I'm not sure why there's a bend in that, but you have to make two pieces, which will go something like, if we can pick this up again, through that hole there. Okay, and then that has a crank on it, and then that will do that basically. That's what it's designed to do that. Okay, and then this goes into the servo arm like that. So what I'm going to do, I think I'll call it a day there, and show you that in part 4, because I want to make at least one ahead of time, because at least I can, if I get it right first time, the other one should be right first time as well as. So I'm going to set these aside, let them go off, and that'll be a big push ahead. And when the new receiver comes, I'll obviously be showing you that. I think it has a blue PCB board on it, and we should be all good. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next part. Cheerio.